Hi everyone, it's Sheila and today is Monday. I am a day late doing my video that I normally do on Sunday mornings where I kind of chat with you about my part-time job and what happened the night before. But yeah, yesterday my hubby stayed home from work and not feeling well, and I ended up laying in bed with him, being a lazy bum, taking care of him, and got absolutely nothing done yesterday, but it did feel good because as you all know, I get home pretty late on early Sunday morning or late Saturday, however you want to look at it. And it had been a long time since I just took some time out to just rest. So I feel very well rested. I feel good today. So that's a good thing. He's back at work and it's Monday. It's a holiday for me, so I don't have to go to my Monday through Friday job. So that's another reason why I feel great. And also, just to let you know, I am speaking a little bit abnormal today. I had some dental work done. Would have been like a quick little go to the dentist, get something done, come out, but it turned into about a 2-week process. And long story short, my words are very slurred, and I feel like I'm talking with a big, like I feel like, well, I do, and I'm talking like I have a big something in my mouth, and I do. Long story, won't get into all of that. But so if you're not able to understand me clearly, I do apologize for that, and there's nothing I can do about it, unfortunately. But I really did want to get this video out today, so I am doing it. I'm just gonna go for it. Today's topic, I did do an Instagram message yesterday to let you know that I was not going to get the video out yesterday. So I'm going to go ahead and do it today. Okay. But today's Can a Man to Love Me? Sounds pretty serious, doesn't it? Yes, it's a pretty serious subject. And I am shocked that I'm even having to have this conversation. But I realize that there are so many people out there that this is happening to. And I don't even know how society got to this point. I mean, it's like when I saw this or heard this and saw everyone around this conversation the other night, I freaked out. I was like, oh my God, I am having a conversation with 21. Well, this club is supposed to be a 23 and up club. No, I mean a 21 and up club. I'm having conversations with 21-year-olds up to about 30-year-olds, and all of them but one person missed the boat. I mean, like totally missed the boat. I had a young lady to come into the bathroom, and she's been, oh my gosh, she's been in there numerous of times, and she and I have had some great conversations. I would have always pegged her to be pretty intelligent, got her stuff together, young lady. She's kind of like me. She mentioned working a part-time job that she does every Sunday. She bartends at a hotel that that's like her, she earns points from the hotel that she bartends at. So this is how she travels and takes some vacations and different things. And so, I'm thinking, this girl's got it together. She's got her, she got her life pretty well planned out. But she walks into the bathroom the other night and she is livid, and she is talking about a relationship with her boyfriend that had just ended earlier that day. And she proceeded to say that he had called her that morning and broke up with her. And, she was so sad and upset. And at first I'm like, oh, it is rough when, someone decides that they don't want to be with the other person. And it's usually very devastating, especially when the other person has no idea or is still very much in love. Well, the funny part about it is, as this girl continued to have this conversation, she proceeded to make a comment that what is going to happen with him when rent time rolls around again, or his car payment is due and he doesn't have the money, because she is the one that has been paying the rent, paying his car payment for him. When she said that, I just looked at her and I thought, oh my God, please tell me I am hearing this incorrectly. And I said, sweetheart, please tell me that you are not doing that. And she said, well, yeah, like, duh. And she's like, well, he doesn't have the money to do it. And I said, sweetheart, why on earth would you pay a man to love you? And she looked at me totally oblivious to what I was saying. Like, what are you talking about? She was more concerned with the fact that he was there at the club sitting at the table that they normally set it together with their group of friends, and that she was being left out because now that they're broken up, he's there with their friends. And apparently, I guess maybe their friends are kind of like shunning her and they don't want her with them because they're hanging out with him. I don't know that whole part, and I didn't really get it, but my more concern was with the fact that she did not get the point that she should not have been paying for this man in the first place. And what was even worse is that every other young lady in the club that was in that bathroom, they were more concerned with the fact that how dare him sit there with their friends and leave her like to be alone, and how dare him to call her and break off the relationship. But no one ever got the fact that she should not have been paying this guy's way from the get-go. And I thought, ladies, 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 there is something wrong when you think that it's okay to be paying a man to love you. What on earth gave you the idea that you're not worth anything better than that? If you're a husband and a wife in a committed relationship and you're putting your money together and you're footing the bills together and you're handling your business together, that's one thing. But you are a young lady and you have a boyfriend and he can't afford to make his rent, he can't afford to make a car payment, and he's asking you for money and you're just handing it to him, then you're a sick individual. You should know better than that. Love yourself, respect yourself better than that. Never under any circumstance should you be paying a man to love you. If a boy, and not a man, feels that he wants to be in a relationship, he needs to have the oomph about him to be able to pay his way. So if you're young and you're trying to start dating and you're trying to start having a boyfriend and a girlfriend, then first of all, young boys, you need to know that in order to be a boyfriend, there are certain things to go along with it. Like you do need to be able to maintain that relationship. You might need to be able to buy a Coke. If you're drinking at the drinking age, that you might need to be able to pay for a drink at a bar. Or worst case scenario, that you think that you don't have to worry about paying a mortgage or paying a car payment, that you think that you're just supposed to live off of someone else. Why would you even want to place yourself in a situation where you have to ask someone else for money, where you have to rely on someone else? Because this guy probably hadn't even thought about that like I mean, she's correct in the aspect of saying that he probably hadn't thought about that, because who knows? I mean, he's been so, I guess, probably content with having her pay his way that he's never thought about what's going to happen if they're not boyfriend and girlfriend. And when he does roll around and his job isn't making enough to be able to afford for this, and as she put it, this fancy sports car that was set in valet parked outside. So I'm assuming it's a pretty darn expensive car. What has he not even thought that through? And why would you place yourself as a young boy? Because I'm not even going to call you a man, because you're obviously not a man. Why is it that as a boy you think that that's okay? Why wouldn't you want to be a man and say, you know what, I'm going to pay my own way. I'm going to have my own things. That way I can make my decisions. And if I wake up one day and I don't love a person, I can tell that person I don't love them, I don't want to be with them, and I can move on and not have to worry about how I'm going to pay my car payment or how I'm going to make my rent. Why, as a male figure, wouldn't you want those things for yourself? I mean, it stems from where do you get off at? And then as the woman, I just don't understand, why do you think that that would be okay to say, I am going to have another man love me by paying his way? It's absurd, ladies. Please tell me that you're going to listen to me today and you're going to recheck, get a grip, and live your life a whole lot different, effective September 2nd, 2013, after listening to this video, that you are going to no longer be subjected to a relationship in that matter. End it, walk the heck out of the relationship, because you know what? If you're a woman and you're paying another man's way, then you know what? You can make it on your own, because you're already doing it. Even though you may not see enough, respect yourself enough to where you will not place yourself in a situation that you are paying a man to love you. And then I don't even want to go here, but I got to go here, because this girl is sitting there telling me and talking about this in the bathroom. I mean, she's got her chest poked out and she's boasting about it. Her own parents are helping her pay this man's way, because if she didn't have enough money, her dad just gladly helped him pay his rent also, and gladly helped him pay his car payment. So double pour on him now, because daddy ain't gonna be helping her. Daddy ain't gonna be helping him, and she ain't gonna be helping him. Okay, parents, what's up with that? I mean, you're telling your daughter this is okay by doing it for her. by setting an example that, okay, well, honey, if you don't have enough money to pay his rent, I'll go ahead and pay it for you. Really? And you are a father? Holy crap. Myself personally, I think this is way out of hand. I cannot believe that a father would pay a man to sleep with his daughter, because that's what it's boiling down to. If he's paying a boy's or male figure's rent payment or a car payment for his daughter to be his girlfriend, then he's paying that man to sleep with his daughter. Is that not the sickest thing you've ever heard? Yes, it's pretty darn sick. And you know, me as a parent, I raised a young man, and I raised him as a divorced parent. He had a father active in his life, but I raised him pretty much alone because his father lived in a different state. And so that day to day, I had it. I would never condone anything like that with my son. I taught him from an early age on that when you feel that you're old enough to take a girl out, and he thought so at 12, then what I told him, I said, well, son, if you want to take a girl to the movies, then you do realize that you're going to foot the bill for that. You're going to pay her movies. You're going to pay for her popcorn if she wants popcorn. So you're going to have some good cash in your pocket, son. Now, I'll tell you what I'm going to do for you in order for you to be able to do this and do this successfully. I am going to give you some extra chores that's going to allow you to make some extra money so that you can spend your money on this young lady and show her worthy of this. Now, at first he was kind of like pissed because he's like, you're not giving me the money, Mom? I said, no, honey, I don't pay for you to play. Now, if you're old enough to play, then you're old enough to pay. And he was like, wow. He was a little bit pissed at me at first. But you know what? He really wanted to take her out, so he accepted the responsibility. That's where it starts at. It starts when they first start talking about taking girls out. So if you are a parent of a young boy, you should be distilling this in his head from the time he is born. Yes, I do believe there's a significant difference between male and female. I do believe that the man has a prominent role that he should play in a relationship, and the woman has a role that she should play. I think that the man should be the most, when I say dominant, I don't mean dominant in a way that he's bullying or being subjecting the woman to some unfairness. I don't mean it in that way at all. What I'm saying is that I do believe that there is a distinct difference between the male and the female, and we should be treated differently. And I do think that if in a relationship, if there should be anyone that has to work double hard, it should be the male. I know. A lot of people don't feel that way, but I'm old school. I believe that a woman should be doing certain things in the home, and I think a man should be doing certain things in the home. And does that mean that the roles should never cross, or that the man should never cook the meals and the woman should never mow the grass? I'm not saying that, because I know that in society, that the society that we live in now, that the cost of living is so great that we all have to pitch in. Everybody's working, so everybody has, all the chores have to be split in half. I do get that, but I do believe that there should be that dominant role, that need to provide, that man should be the ultimate provider, that he should be the one that's really making sure that the woman is being taken care of, that that he don't mind going out if it needs to be 2 jobs work, that he is that person that will work the 2 jobs, not expect his wife to do it. I just do. Call me crazy, call me old-fashioned, call me a dang gone fool if you want to. I don't care. I believe how I believe. So when I heard this conversation, you just cannot imagine how upsetting it was to me that this girl, a 24-year-old, and I think she told me once that she was 24, is paying a man's way, and her parents are okay with it and even helping her do so. And then even more upsetting is that this guy is doing this to this girl and he thinks it's okay. So I encourage everyone under the sound of my voice to please recheck this. And maybe you don't feel quite as strongly as I do as far as the dominant roles in a relationship. And I get that. Everyone's entitled to their own opinion. I'm not here to judge your opinion, just like you shouldn't be judging my opinion. But what I'm saying is that if you're belittling yourself, or putting yourself in a situation where you're clearly being taken advantage of, and if you're just dating someone and you're paying their bills and they're half-ass working, then guess what? You're being taken advantage of. And there is a distinct difference between being in a pulling your own part relationship and that you're just being a darn fool. Because in this situation, it was pretty obvious that this girl was being a fool. She's being played. I really think it's sad. I really think that we as society have to get a grip on things, and I think it starts with the parents. I think we need, as parents, need to sit down. Now, my son is grown. I've already had this conversation with him, but I tell you one thing for sure. Even as a grown man, when I went to see my son a few weeks ago, and they were just talking, me and him were just talking in general, I am still so proud of him and how he see that dominant role as being the provider in a more happy, profound way. But he makes sure that they're capable of living under his salary and his salary alone. Meaning that if she didn't have her job, he can still be the provider. So, I mean, that tells me that I did something right. At least I hope I did something right. And I want him to continue to feel that way. And I continue to encourage him. So I'm really saddened when I think that there are parents out there that are teaching their boys that this is okay to live off of a woman. And even more so that there are parents out there that are teaching their daughters that it's okay to provide and take care of a man in a relationship when you're not even married. You're just a boyfriend and girlfriend. You're just having sleepover rights and you're paying his rent and you're paying car payments for guys. Please, ladies, oh my gosh, parents, ladies, get a grip. Let's put this all to an end. Stop this madness. It's not pretty. This is not cool. I just I get so upset. I get so emotional because this is just one of those subjects that I'm just really, I'm partial to. I can't help myself. I get really involved because I just cannot believe that we have gone this far off the deep end. So I encourage everyone to think and look through the relationship that you're in. Now, if you by some chance think that this is okay and this is what you want to do, by all means, who am I to say? But really and truly, I want you to stop and think and look it over carefully, because is it really what you want? Or are you settling because you think that this is the only way that you can get this man to love you? Or worst case scenario, that this is the only type of man that you can get to love you? It's not. There are good men out there. There are men that are willing to do their part, to pay their way, pay and, provide and help and be an equal partner in a relationship that will be a great catch for you. Don't subject yourself to living in those kinds of conditions. You deserve way better. So that's all I have to say. I know I said a lot, and I'm probably opening myself up for a lot of mail that hate mail. And that's okay too, because you know what? I'm speaking from my heart. I was raised in an old-fashioned relationship with my mom and my dad, and I can't help but to feel the way I feel. I raised my son to be a certain way, and that's just how it is. And like it or not, that's what I believe in, because I do feel so strongly about it. I wanted to share this story with you all in hopes that maybe you're in a relationship and you never even thought about it because everyone around you was living the same way, so you thought that it was okay. And maybe hearing this today will make you stop and think. And if your parents, maybe you just really never gave it enough thought to know, or to really sit down and think of what you're setting, what kind of example you're setting to your daughter or your son. Whatever the case may be, it's not too late to make a change. Stop it, put an end to it. We have time yet to keep on to better our children and to be better influences on our children. We just have to make the decision to stop and do it now. God bless. Have a wonderful, wonderful day. And God bless America on this Labor Day. Bye.